How you doing, Al? BarCast. BarCast. BarCast.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the BarCast. It is the host, myself, Mark, and obviously Chris, the co-host. And welcome to today. Obviously, we've got a guest that we're introducing today, and it's going to be a good one.
We do. This is an old friend of mine, someone you've actually met a couple of times,
Yeah.
which makes a change.
Yeah.
And this is also the animator of one of our images. We have got Liam Haddock.
So, welcome, Liam, to the BarCast. It's been an honour to have you with us today.
Hello, thank you very much for having me.
So, you are our first international guest.
Indeed, I am in the land of maple leaf and moose. I live in Canada now. I used to live in the UK, but I moved 2 years ago. It's great, apart from we're all stuck at home.
Oh, you're still in lockdown.
Yes, we're still in lockdown until hopefully the June 2nd. However, they said, we might extend it. So I was like, could you not? I want to go outside. I want to live.
So there's obviously been like half your time being in Canada, you've been locked down.
Literally, when I first got here, I came in September 2019, and I said to myself, right, for the first month, I'm going to go exploring around Canada for a bit, or maybe go to New York, Toronto. But that didn't exactly go to plan. 2 weeks in, I got straight into work, and I was like, okay, cool. I didn't expect to get a job straight away. But then, when did COVID really start? Like late 2019, COVID started becoming into the news, but which we didn't care about because it wasn't in the town where I live. But then when like the first cases started coming in, thinking, oh no, and we all joked about it at work. But then when our manager said, right, we're going to send the computer home with you, you're working from home, we thought we're going to be about a few months.
Yeah.
No, it was over a year, and it was just hell. I mean, being working at home is great because like, when I was at work, we couldn't have paper, we couldn't have any devices. So like, because obviously with my line of work, I like drawing things out, but we couldn't do that at work. So it kind of sucks. So I had to keep everything in my head or email it home. And then even then, it's like my brain, when I get home, is just like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
we get that. Yeah.
But then like, as soon as working from home came, it's like, okay, I can do this. But then it wasn't as fun.
No, it never is it's hard. You've got many distractions when you're at home, whereas if you're in work, you can focus where you've got everything there. As soon as you go home, you'd be like, I'm home now, I've got the vibes of I can chill out, relax.
Yeah.
Like, no, but I need to do this.
Working in pajamas is just too easy to do.
It's too easy to do. And I've done that many times. I just laid on the couch, just like, I feel lazy. I don't want to work, but I have to.
Yeah. No, I felt that. I'm just through the other end. I go back full time from this week.
Ooh.
So I'm like fully back in the office. No more working from home for me.
I think I'm the luckiest out of all of us because obviously I still go into work, so I work on the ship. So I can't work from home unless I get a robot on board and just like try and make drinkers and everything.
You can make that, couldn't you, Liam?
I probably could. It wouldn't be great. It would probably just fall apart on the first day, but it
That's fine,
could
mate.
probably work.
It will work as long as there's someone there.
Same as half your staff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother used to work on the ships. So like I know how as soon as he comes home, he's like, no, I'm done.
It was good working with him because I worked with him a few times.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since 2010, I think, because we did our work experience together.
TAs,
yeah, you TA'd at my primary school.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't sure like what to do half the time because it was
No,
like the end of the era.
It was near summer holiday, and it was just like. But also, I'm not very good with kids. I'm just like, stay. I didn't put it on. They bloody sent me there. It was like, here we go. You're going to Procure. I'm like, I don't work well with kids. I can't keep my mouth shut.
No, I remember you couldn't.
No, I can't. I couldn't keep my mouth shut at all. And it doesn't help that I worked with like reception class as well. So like,
yeah, you work with quite
I was quite young, and also I'm not religious either, but Poku is. And I was like, and then everyone was like, right, we're gonna pray. I'm like, I mean, I don't mind other people having like, of course, religion is obviously a very touchy subject to me. As long as it's not causing problems, then it's all good.
Yeah.
But if it's like I didn't feel comfortable with, but I still did it because like obviously they're kids. I don't want them to, think that something's wrong or they start questioning things that they're not right at, not understand at the right age, because kids could as much as they're very observant, they're a little bit too observant for their good.
Yes. Especially around the ages of 4 and 5.
Oh yeah, they start asking the questions and
roughly the same age as my beavers, because they start at like late 5s, early 6.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, Panda, can you? I'm like, no, hush, child. You don't need to worry about that now. You're 6. Have a ball. Go play.
Yeah, go play. Go and do some colouring, you lucky little shit.
I mean, to be honest, that is the thing. You don't want to like tell them too much because then they'll get the wrong idea, and like you put your own wisdom and you think, but no, because you're not old enough to really grasp it. You got to wait a couple of years. Be a kid when you can. Don't want to be mature too soon.
It doesn't help with the internet as well, since kids are much more accessible to the internet. It's and they like see something, they don't tell their parents. They come to like say a teacher's aide, like, oh, Mr. Haddock, what's this mean? I'm like, where the hell did you learn that?
Yeah,
but obviously that's in my head. I can't say where the hell did you learn that? It's like,
it's always the awkward questions as well.
I mean, I've had a few kids ask me around a question. He goes, "Oh, you little muppet, where did you see that?" Like, not quite at school, so I've got a little more lax rules, but it's still just like, okay. Come on, Munchkin. Where did you learn this?
But it's so weird because I remember when I was going to Canterbury College, I was always on the bus, and every morning it was like the school rush. So I was up on the top deck in the front of the row, listening to music, and then I heard like, how old were they? About 11, 12, talking about very inappropriate subjects, and I just turn around and go, what? Like, and I'm just like, you are like literally 12 years younger than I am, and at your age I didn't know what the hell that was. It's just
but that's the weird thing. It tends to be the year 7 lot is like where you see all these people that make videos of it. Year 7 seems to be like the chaotic energy of, and then it's the next year on they tend to then mellow out.
Year 7s have got chaos. Like, I'm sure we were nervous energy as year 7s, and now they're just chaos energy.
But it also reminds me when we were prefects at school, and we with a bunch of friends, we had like there was like multiple house teams, wasn't there? It was Da Vinci, Darwin, Newton, whatever.
You had stuff like that.
Yeah, because I was Newton Copper.
Yeah, and I was Da Vinci, and I was in the main building with a couple of friends, also prefects, and then we just hear a random like screaming, and it wasn't one, it wasn't two, it was about 10 or 20 year 7s charging at our door. We literally had to hold the door down.
I remember that because I was just down the hall in the old building, and
it was like, who gave these kids cocaine, and could we not deal with them, please? But it's like when it was like before the science block, when you have to go upstairs where the elevator is. Those little shits. They sorry, I'm swearing a lot right now.
No, that's fine.
But I remember like we were just standing at the door, and suddenly, because that elevator wasn't activated only by a key because it was for disabled people.
Fair.
And then then suddenly we hear a ding, turn around, and there's like a bunch of year 7s come running out. And we're thinking, okay, we're gonna have to get this deactivated soon. How the heck did they do that? They did it again, and they broke the elevator. They broke it. because the doors opened and the elevator went up slightly. It's like you can see the bottom of the elevator, and we're just like, oh God, no,
this ain't supposed to do that.
That's not meant to happen. And it's just like they come charging out, and like our friend Jake, he was the tallest person, and he was really strong, and he would guard the door that leads into the science, where the science blocks are, and it was imagining like seeing year sevens trying to push him and pull him. It's like he was like a built brick house at when we were in school.
Yeah,
and like you wouldn't move him for anything.
He's still pretty solid now.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, one of these days, I swear he's gonna grab a year 7 and just yeet them.
It was either him who was gonna do it or Ben was gonna do it.
Oh, Ben was gonna lose his shit.
Yeah, especially when he pinned the kid up against the wall using only his elbows.
What? I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, a little kid annoyed him, so Ben basically, Ben always had his elbows crossed.
Oh yeah.
And he would pin. He walked up to this kid and just backed him into the wall and just pinned him against the wall.
Oh my God.
I guess it's a safe way of doing it, because like you're not.
Yeah.
You're just doing like a.
Ben nearly got in a lot of trouble for that though.
Oh, I remember once. Someone had a friend who was about 1 year above us, and like he had enough. He wasn't a prefect. He was just a normal student.
Oh.
And he guarded the upstairs doors where it would go down the Da Vinci blocks and the library. He would block the door. He grabbed grabbed one of the year 7s and threw him. And he threw him so hard that the year 7 landed right next to the stairs. A little bit harder. That's year 7 would have gone.
Oh.
And the fact no, he didn't.
Oh.
They carried on, but the fact I was there, and like because it was on camera as well, I had to be sent. I had to be sent with him to do a statement. I'm thinking, now, I was a very shy kid in school. Do I not tell the truth, or do I tell the truth? And like half of me was like, tell the truth because it's the right thing. Don't tell the truth because they deserve it. So I went, don't tell the truth. And I was like,
stitches.
Yeah. And I was like, nah, I'm not having this. I'm almost at the end of my school year. Don't care. Let's get rid of them. It's like, oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Walmart was chaos.
Oh, it was horrible. I hated that school. I hated it with a passion. I mean, I enjoyed the people. Well, not everyone, but I enjoyed being there with the people. But
how remember Mark? Yeah, Mark Davidson wasn't.
Oh yeah, yeah. He punched me and shit. Like
on your birthday.
On my bloody birthday.
Because give me this credit, it was a nice, clean punch.
I mean, it was, but but it's just like the fact is that I didn't like being touched when I was younger because it made me very, very, very subconscious. And the fact is, though, he wrapped my arm around it. I turned around and tried to kick him, not anticipating what was going to happen because it was more of an automatic reaction. I got punched straight to the floor and I just went, no, I'm out.
Yeah, no. Right after PE as well.
Yeah.
Was it after PE or was it before PE? It was in the
It was after PE. And I got into trouble as well for it.
For getting punched?
For getting punched. Because I made the first swing.
No, you basically asked him to leave you alone.
Yeah. I made and then
you pushed him back a little bit, which is fair.
Self-defense. If you're going to think you're in harm's way, you've got a duty
of
care.
Mark went for you. You pushed him back. He punched you in the face.
Yeah, and it's just like I can't remember his name, whatever his face was at that time. Basically said, well, you did make the first move. I'm like, I got punched in the face, and so I had to have detention for that for the entire day with him. I was like. Well, then again, the school, both Castle and Warmer's school on bullying was absolute god awful shit. Yeah. Like if the bullies make the move, they don't care. But if the people who are being bullied make a defensive move, that's when they flip their shit. It's just like
the nerdy kids. If the nerdy kids ever stood up for themselves,
we have to be on the bottom of the hierarchy.
Yeah, which is why the bullies also got promoted to prefects.
Yeah, that made no sense whatsoever.
Probably, I guess, to throw the muscle around, I guess. That's about it.
Yeah, but Ben was a nerd. He had enough muscle.
Yeah, he could destroy year 7s. Just wish I did.
Did you guys ever merge like your year?
No, we didn't. Luckily, we were the year before one that got out of there just before they merged.
No, we merged ours.
Yeah,
we merged. Walmer and Castle merged for sixth form because I did Walmer Castle sixth form. We did have a little bit of year merge with the top set of the year below. Did join some of the classes that I was in. I did have some year 10s and year 11.
Right.
Because that's how I met Glenn, because he was in my science.
Fair. Yeah, because I was going to say in our one, we didn't really do too many classes with it, apart from like our tutor group, like where you have your home studies. It would be kind of cool, like where you're in there. We had it was like 3 of each set in one, and I just remember seeing the year 7s each time. I was thinking, each year they were getting more cocky, more pain in the ass. And I was thinking, at the end of the day, mate, you're meant to be the most quietest person there.
Right.
Now I'm the most cockiest in the class. And I thought, maybe just hinder it, because now you're hanging out with us older years. And I just thought, yeah, you're cocky, you're going to stay cocky for the rest of it. And I watched him throughout the years, and I was just thinking, what have they done?
Yeah.
They've broken up the chaos and made it worse.
What's in the water, and where can I get some? But it's just like, like they were saying about being a prefect. I can't remember if it was Ben who was who, like, some of them year 7s managed to rip open a window, like literally to the hallway between the science block and the lunch cafeteria and lunch hall.
Yeah, my hallway.
Ooh.
Yeah, and he pulled it up and pulled the window open and started climbing in. I think Ben was like, I'm not having that. Pushed the head away and pushed him off and just locked the window. It's like,
yeah,
sounds like a zombie apocalypse of year.
It was year 7s was hell.
I was on duty with Ben that day, and that's where.
Oh, I'm so glad we didn't have prefects. I mean, in Mungeon we had prefects, but we didn't have any of that in our high school.
No, you went sandwiched, didn't you?
Yeah, we just tend to have the battlegrounds outside and let everyone sort it out on there.
Yeah.
I loved it because I was big even then, and I thought, that wasn't really... The thing is, what was annoying is that because if anyone punched him in the arm, he wouldn't react. Then, right, we can punch him because he's not going to react to it.
Yeah.
He's got the hard punch. I thought, really? This is so annoying.
But the fact is, though, like, if you punch them, then you're going to get multiple year 7s coming after you as well. So it's like it's a double-ended sword. You can't do anything.
Oh, they wouldn't come to us. They would get sent. They had their own little corner because I think they got moved. There's only some that I was actually decent with because they were actually all right. They were collective. But if the annoying ones came, it would have been like, right, well, we're going to be playing Manhunt or something like that. And it'll be, you don't want to play it. This guy's got injured. He's like hurt his arm and leg. And like you see, he's like quite bruised up before. Do you really want to join us? Yeah.
Like British Bulldog.
Yeah, exactly. I love those games. They were chaotic if you wanted to get payback on somebody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do you remember, Chris, though, when Mr. Dack used to put year 10s when we were doing football on Fridays, he would put the older years with us. And Chris and I aren't exactly the tallest kind of people.
No.
And those years were huge. And I was just like, nope, fuck that. I'm like, I get bullied enough. I am not going to get destroyed here. And Mr. Dack was a very man's man. Like, if you didn't do what he did, like football, if you don't do contact sport, you're a pansy, you're a whatever, etc. Like,
I tripped over him once.
Didn't he get fired?
I don't know. I think he somehow managed to make it to the end of Walmer, but they didn't offer him a job at the merge.
Wise decision.
Diplomatic response. We're forming. Unfortunately, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we haven't got. Only 2 teachers from our years at Walmart actually got a position at Goodwin.
Damn, that's quite.
That was Mr. Williams, the design tech guy.
Yeah.
And Miss Green, the RE teacher.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's interesting.
Else either got let go or left of their own accord.
RE, religious education.
With education, I didn't do that for anything. I
got a B.
I got an F.
And I got a B simply because I worked at an Indian restaurant, so I had
That's brilliant.
Knowledge on the topic.
Yeah.
But I did it for like the first 3 years of high school, and then it was one of those, if you didn't do it as a subject, you just moved on.
Ours was compulsory.
Really?
Yeah, ours was compulsory.
Ooh.
Yeah, because year 10 we did citizenship, in year 11 you did RE.
Oh, I did media studies instead when I was on.
Yes.
Doing like movie posters and like watching a film and breaking it down, and if you had to make your own, what would you kind of do?
Yeah,
I enjoyed that more.
Yeah, I did.
English, because it was like after English, just moved on to media.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, it was just weird.
Did you do any languages in school?
I only did it on the first year, but because like where I was dyslexic and that, I then joined. It's not. I guess it would be the special class one that helps you like learn more, and because of the dyslexic, my handwriting, speaking, I was good. So then I unfortunately didn't do languages, but where I've worked overseas and that, I've tried to pick up the local language.
I did Spanish.
With what was that teacher's name? I can't remember his name. Or was it her? He or her?
Mrs. Cox.
Oh, okay. It's the other one, Mr.
Watson.
That's it, Master Watson. I liked him. He was quite funny.
Oh, Bruce. Still speak Bruce on the regular, actually. I bumped into him in town. Yeah, no. Good old Bruce. Mrs. Cox, and she was a nutter.
Oh, she was.
But I did it with George. And oh my lord, the amount of times he goes, okay, we're gonna do a dressing up thing, and we're gonna talk about clothes. We're gonna do like a fashion. George would always go for the dress.
I mean, I would, because why not? A bit of fun. But I mean, if it was in college, then that'd be different. In school, no, I already getting bullied enough. I don't want to get another thing added to my repertoire.
Yeah. My table in Spanish was me, George, and Regan Todd.
Yeah.
And George would just be trying to, do the lesson, and Regan and I would just, we would half-heartedly do the lesson, half-heartedly chat shit.
Yeah.
That's fair in school. That is usually what happens.
My Spanish grade was still higher than my English grade.
I did French. I did French when I was in Castle, and then moved to Warmer. I did French for 5 years, and I didn't learn anything because I'm dyslexic as well. So being dyslexic and in a language lesson when I have bad handwriting and I can't read those big, can't read for shit at times. It's just I
can fully relate because
and like I got a U in my exam because I just I did not give a crap. I did not give it. But it's like, and I remember when we had to do our speaking things, I tried to revise, and I did my hardest for revision because I thought it's an exam, I've got to do it. But then, what was the French teacher's name upstairs?
Mr. Stavery.
That's it, Mr. Stavery. And I thought using a French accent would give me a bigger advantage in my. I didn't know I did it. When self-consciously I did it, and then she played back the tape and said, "Do you think this was going to try and get you a better grade?" I'm like, maybe. I don't remember doing that.
I mean, it sometimes does work.
Yeah.
Try and go with the accent, because if you can kind of go with the flow and like you put, I know it sounds weird, but putting on an accent does work. It's interesting. But anything you can try in school.
Right. My Spanish speaking was pretty much Mrs. Cox holding my script up in front of me. So I had to read it.
Yeah.
This was just like, I mean, I did get an A- on that topic.
That's a good skill.
I got an A- just for the speaking. I failed everything. I got like C's and D's, everything else. I overruled on a C though. So that A- bumped me up just. I'm like, muy bien, excelente.
I thought I was going to get at least an F, but when I looked at my exam results, are you? Well, that's kind of expected. I suck. And I didn't help that I was with Amy and Jake as well. We would just do nothing. But Jake had the advantage. He lived in France for years.
Nearly long enough that he could have got a French passport.
Wow.
He didn't have to even be in the class, but yet he still did it. And the fact is, though, it didn't help that he was like, whatever, don't care, I'll pass the exam. And he did, I think, if I remember. Yeah. And it's just like, we just basically sat in the corner thinking, like, we just started talking. And when she's like said, are you doing the work? Yeah. What are we talking about? It's like, and just like, I hated it. I really hated French, and it was one of the worst lessons apart from PE. Before it was leisure pursuits. When we would just do French, I was like, I don't want to be in this lesson at all. And I was getting really angry with Miss Davry as well. I got really angry with her because she was like, why don't you know anything? I'm like, I'm dyslexic. I'm not getting any help. School knows this. I'm dyslexic. I didn't get any help throughout the entire time I was there.
Whenever I was in French with her, all I used to do was eat Pringles.
Yes.
I just because I was sat at the back of class and I went, oh, I got French from Mrs. Stavry today. Stopped by Nick's at the bottom of Telegraph Road.
Oh, Nick's.
A couple of chocolate bars and a can of Pringles. I'd just be sat in the back of the car just eating these Pringles and rubber. I hit her in the butt once. Like, I was just like, I wonder how far I could get it. I went ping, and it went all the way across the room, and she was turning to face the board and got a square in the butt. And I was just like, yes.
I got to admit, like, if you ever thought, like, consider when you're in school, we would be good in medieval eras because you would either use elastic bands, bits of paper as like catapults, or anything you could get. We would be perfect for the Viking era.
use a ruler to go.
Oh god, yeah, the chaos that you would do. I mean, that's what would have been fun if we ever learned about actually like the medieval war instead of just the Tudors.
Yeah,
that's my argument with education. The Tudor era is maybe good and all, but it's not as good as the other history.
Like if I want to learn about the Tudors, I'll watch Six the musical,
or just go to Dover Castle or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't need because you learn about it in primary as well,
right?
So we don't need 10 years of Tudors.
And it doesn't help as well that the curriculum mainly bases on UK history, where and they hide things a bit. They like sprinkle the salt on top, like saying what atrocities that we have done, but they never go into detail, which annoys me because I'm an inquisitive person. So if you give me a little bit of a hint that there's an atrocity, I'm looking that shit up and I'm going to look at it and go down a fucking rabbit hole.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, people goes, oh, England has won so many wars, we always beat the French. And he goes, actually, we only beat the French mostly from the 1800s onwards, and that wasn't even all the time.
No.
You go before then, and we were fluffing up a lot.
But if you think about it, when we had our French king, the French were fighting the French.
Yeah, I know, right?
It was kind of like
I mean, our first king was French, William the Conqueror. That's not even his literal translation. The literal translation is William the Bastard.
Oh, yeah.
Because Conqueror wasn't a word back in 1066.
But the thing, it was interesting because obviously he couldn't get his position that he wanted in his own country. Comes over to ours, he'll get it. That's the way the days work. If you couldn't get it in your own, go to another and do it. So
isn't that pretty much what Hans tried to do in Frozen? He went, well, I'm not going to be king. I'm 12th in line. I'm going to shag the sister and kill the other one. It's great.
I mean, in those times it works. It's like in Crusader Kings, you could do stuff like that. It's like marry other people off, murder them and all. But that's the kind of history you wanted to know. It's like with obviously the Royal Navy. Most of their recruits would have been someone that was drunk in a bar and they just kidnapped and put on it. And you would have thought they all would have had proper training. No, they were mainly drunk people that just got volunteered as recruitment.
Yeah.
It also sounds like how pirates came about sometimes.
I mean, that's what I actually like. The privateering era where obviously it was all the governors and that hired these people because there's no way pirates would have actually got the ship. The only one that I do remember is Blackbeard because he was a merchant.
Yeah.
Before he became a pirate. So that
would teach.
So that's how he had his ship. But the rest of them would have been hired by a governor. They would have paid for the ship and gone out. But they would never admit if they ever got caught. Because I think it was Captain Kidd? I think was the one that
Eustace.
It might have been, but one of them basically did say I was working for an English governor. Basically, because it was a contract at the time, but obviously it doesn't end well. The governor's going to wash your hands and be
denial knowledge.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you don't want it. But you used to get payments though. Like when you're in the Caribbean, you could go after certain ships because obviously it used to be you had French, Danish, and the English vessels going out.
Those three.
And you wanted to go against
the Americans weren't really doing much back then.
Well, I guess the Americans were us, really, weren't they?
Yes. Have you seen this meme where like it says, what's something that feels British but isn't? And on the bottom it says the contents of the British Museum. I was like, oh, that's spicy. I love it. And I've saved it so many times. It's just, I love that. I love it when memes like jab at us. It's like saying, well, you're right. That's kind of true.
Yeah, you're like,
God, yeah, we've taken a fair share.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We pillaged and post and everything.
It's not good. I was like, oh, we're going to have all these exhibits. And you're just like, okay, but where's the English bit?
Right.
I can see France. I can see America.
I can see
lots of India.
But where's the British stuff? Oh, it's in a little box. Okay, cool.
Oh, look, it's some coins. You know they're Roman, don't you?
Right.
Basically, we're all the countries in one, and we've just taken our stuff with.
Right. We're basically an infection.
Basically, yeah. I mean, we did have the Kent strain of like this COVID thing, so yeah, we kind of been named.
Yes,
England, the parasite of the world.
Yeah.
When I looked at that news article when it said Kent variant of the coronavirus, I'm like, seriously? It's like, come on, Kent, just be good at something.
What do you expect? We've got Dover and Margate. What do you expect?
I mean, Dover, I didn't mind to a point, but when you go into the actual town, then it's just like, I can see why people don't like it here.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, that's very judgmental. I shouldn't be judgmental.
No, it shouldn't be.
I mean, what they need to do is that if they funded it like they do Canterbury,
yeah,
because it is the gateway for a lot of Europeans coming over. And I always said, make it like Canterbury. You'll have more people that stay in the town, and the budget will go up.
Right.
That's the thing. Everyone that comes over, they don't stay in Dover. Dover's just, they get off and they go straight to London.
Yeah.
Or they go straight to Canterbury.
Yeah.
Dover, the only time they'll go is to Dover Castle, and that's it. They won't stay in town. But that's what my argument. I was like, make it like Canterbury, where they have made that new bit up where that looks nice. If they took out the town and invested in the Dover, you could make it a pretty good place.
Because the Dover town centre is like complete and utter dead zone now. Like McDonald's is gone. What else is gone? Game's gone. Game Station's got. Oh no, Game Station's still there. No, Game's still there.
Game's still Base, which was one of the staff that used to work for Game, so he's kind of made it
as his own. Okay.
The old back room where they used to have all like the spare stock. They've got like the Game's consoles and that in the back.
The Marks and Spencer's. The clothes shop's gone.
Yeah, it's just a food mart, food hall.
Development. Yeah,
it's just like there's nothing there. And
like the old suit shop that used to be quite good, they went.
They really?
Because that's where I used to get my stuff from. But yeah, basically they closed.
What one that's next to the church?
They've gone.
Blimey!
Because they did. I was because when I was going down, I think I was downtown going to like the docks to go to work. I remember going by, I thought like, oh, they got a sale going on. And then the next day, I think I was walking back and I just saw like, it was like foreclosure sale. And I thought, oh no, because they were really good. Like they were nice. Because the old gentleman, like the apprentice guy, really nice, friendly, measured you, done it all. Because the only other nearest place, I guess, would be Canterbury.
Mossborough, Canterbury. No, wait, no, I think they closed.
Oh yeah, but I mean the Dover one was really good because it is. You had nice prices, nice stuff. And if you ordered, you usually got it in the week. But unfortunately, they went. I think, apart from, I mean, like McDonald's went, and that building's been left now for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still empty, isn't it?
I think from what I heard was that it was just the price of the tax. And running it.
It is quite a big building for McDonald's, because you think of McDonald's, you don't think that big.
No,
it would be perfect for a club if they were to refit.
Oh yeah,
and actually make like fair enough. You got Funky Monkey, but if you really wanted to make a nice club and like a nice entrance, you could have that with the 2 layers. Have like 2 bars on both bits. If you wanted food, you could have it like say food from like say 7 to like 10.
Yeah,
7 to 10 that cancels and everything and then like have a shutter and then it stays as a bar. And you could even have like little. The bouncers outside and have a a corridor.
Exactly.
Where they can basically like just go in and check people.
Yeah, and with the 2 stories, even the upstairs bit, they could put like a
disco floor.
No, I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking of a cloakroom.
Yeah.
So people can take their stuff, get a ticket, and don't lose stuff.
Yeah,
that's always a worry when you go to a club. He goes, "I'm boiling, but I don't want to put my coat down."
Yeah, because you might lose it or get stolen.
Yeah.
I mostly went to Dover because they have that charity. I don't know if it's still there. That charity shop by Heart Foundation where everything's £1. It's like the pound. It's the pound. It's basically the charity shop version of Poundland.
Yeah.
And the stuff in there, you would surprise like thinking, why would you throw away this? This is brilliant. And I went in there every time I ever had to go to Dover, I was like, right, I only need 1 or 2 bits of clothing. I come out with £20 worth of clothes. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to find room for this, and I keep doing it. It's like because charity shops in like Deal and whatnot, like the Bernardo's, so expensive for something that's probably not gonna last long. But you go to that one, I think it's Scope or Scorp or whatever, I can't remember. And you go in there and you see really expensive stuff for only £1. And it wasn't just clothes. There was DVDs, there were like electronics and stuff. And it was just like, wow, okay, I'm definitely coming here again.
Yeah, I mean that's what they used to be. All charity shops used to be it. But from what I learned, because I remember talking to someone on the ferries when they were traveling, it all depends on the charity. If it is a charity, or if it's a charity in name, but it's actually the business. Because that's the problem now. If it's like a business, their prices aren't like
very charitable.
No, they're not.
The thing is, half the stuff is donated because that's what I've always done. I've donated to the ones that like sell it on, and like that's what you want. You want it to be used by someone else. I mean, can't do that nowadays because of
COVID.
You can still donate stuff.
Can you? Because I remember calling up and like I don't think you could at the time.
I dropped off a bag a couple of weeks ago.
I mean, a couple months ago, so they might have changed by then.
Yeah,
but like
they've reopened.
With charity shops here, you have to keep an eye because everything you have to pay tax on in Canada. So if you go to a charity shop and they don't put tax on, that's 100% charity. But if they put tax on it, the tax goes to the company. So if you have to keep an eye on that, and if you go, because there are a few, we call them thrift stores here. So there are a few, and like you always have to be sure which one to go to that is 100% charity, or is it going to be like say about, I don't know, 70% charity and 30% their business because of the tax. So you have to like keep an eye on it, which I get if it's a like independent thrift store where it doesn't have many ones in like around Canada, but most of them are ones that have multiple locations all over Canada. They're always the ones that tax you. So it's just like they're kind of like grabbing your money for a charitable reason, from a charitable means, but not for it's not going to be used for charity. Only the amount that you've given is going to be used for charity. So yeah.
I was wondering what the difference between charity shops and thrift stores, but it turns out it's just the variation.
It's just the name and what they do.
Yeah, because as I said, like when you've got like Walmart, and then you've got which they own Asda, if they still do, I think, because obviously
they're sister shops.
So, which I'm surprised really why they wanted to rebrand it. I would have thought to keep the same name wherever.
Yeah, they did, because when I first went into Walmart, I got a feeling like somehow I feel like I'm in the UK again. What's going on here? And then I turn my head and I see the George clothes.
Yeah.
Now that's only an Asda. Is it Asda and Tesco, or is it
just
Asda?
It's just Asda.
I thought
just Asda.
No, Tesco's F&F.
No, they started doing some George, I think.
Yeah, but the Tesco were mostly F&F, but Asda's George. Because that's why I found when I went to Walmart when I was over in America, I was just like, Asda, nice.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hello.
Hello. I'm familiar with this brand.
But I'm just like, but I still won't buy you. Because they were expensive in Asda and they're expensive here.
I would have thought it would be cheaper, wouldn't it?
No. But then again, I never really got. Well, then again, I think my mum just bought George clothes for school because it was there, easy, done, go home. But then as soon as I got older, it's just like, your stuff is shit. Sorry, but it gets destroyed in the washing machine or the tumble dryer. One little thread, gone.
Yeah, you've lost everything. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it was good old clothing, just because you would destroy it, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
Most of my clothes are, all my school clothes are either F&F from Tesco, if I was buying it, or if it'd be Marks and Spencer if Mum was.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, because
I'm buying. Okay, Marks and Spencer's it is.
Yep. Mother, are you paying for it? Yes.
Marks and Spencer's. I mean, at least you know that's not going to break as easy.
Yeah.
No.
I had some of those shirts from like year 9 all the way through to I was about 18, because I didn't change, and then I grew about 5 inches, and my next size went from a 16 to an 18.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hate some shirts when like you can't use the same size for everything because it's all different.
Oh yeah.
I had like ones that were 18, and it was like, and it had to be 19 and 20, and I thought, because it either used to rub on your neck, and it was like, then it was the worst thing because you thought, oh, it's fine for the day, and you like the last 5 hours of the day, then you had like it all red and all.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes you find if you buy cheap shirts, they're also the same, even if they like rub your neck. I'm like, oh my god,
You just end me.
Yeah, it's painful.
I can tell the difference. I've still got a couple of nicer shirts, then I've got a couple of cheaper shirts. The nice shirt I can have done up all day, not a problem.
Yeah.
I'm like, 2 hours to go, I'm undoing the top button. I can't.
Oh, you gotta do.
Yeah.
You can't have. It's
You
like
can't.
You've got to have the tie and move it up where it does keep it together. If you have the bottom there, the button done. There we go. I can speak English. I'm just gonna go Viking in it, and then I won't have to write the screaming shout.
But yeah, like those buttons, especially when like it's like, do I want to look smart or do I want to breathe?
Yeah. That was the trade-off. Yeah.
But,
life or fashion.
Yeah, it's like life or die fabulously. Choices.
And it depends. If it's a bad day, die fabulously.
Die fabulously. Yeah. But it doesn't help with like school clothes, where sometimes you had to buy actual school clothes because they had the logo on it, and how expensive it is. It's just like
premium.
The warmer jumpers of the bat. I'm like, why does this? They're so expensive. I still have one. I'm like, I'm not letting it go. That cost me £25 for
it was
a jumper.
ridiculous.
The thing is, you've got to consider like how many kids are actually going to buy it. They must have been raking so much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's pretty much how Walmart made its money.
I wouldn't be surprised, but it's like what happened with my school at one point. I left, but from what I heard, they all changed from shirts and they were going into like polos.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it was black polos. I was thinking like the summer they're going to die. But I think the jackets and the coats, because there was so much bullying, like, well, of course there's bullying, it's school. But I think where like everyone had like the fancy brands, I think they had to wear the school's branded one if they wanted to like wear a jacket, and I thought that was wrong because I thought, all right, fair enough, I get wearing a polo in uniform, that's an English thing. Not everyone does it, like every foreign other country, like some American schools, it's like we like to try and keep an order or make sure no one feels biased or not like but yeah, they seem to like brand it and had their own coats, and I thought that seems weird because you're only going home.
Goodwin has blazers.
Yes, I know. I heard about that. I was like, ooh, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah.
And like, it didn't help though when we were at school as well. We had to have our shirts. We couldn't buy a different one. We couldn't just buy a blank one. We had to buy literally the ones that Walmart give us. And if that gets ruined, you have to buy another one. If you don't wear with their logo on, you get detention.
That's a syndicate. That's like a mafia business of school.
Yeah. I got away with. I tried to wear the jumper throughout winter, but I didn't wear my jumper. As soon as it hit like 15 degrees, I went, I'm not wearing it. I went, why? I went, I'm too warm. I'm wearing the tie, aren't I?
Yeah, right. It's just like they expected us to wear it in summer as well.
I'm like, it's in my bag, but I'm a big fella. I get warm.
Yeah, and it wasn't a very breathable fabric either. It was really solid.
It's solid, and it's got like fluff on the inside.
Yes.
As well. the first time you wear it, you have to wash it inside out for the first 3 washes. Otherwise, you're going to end up with like fluffy shirts.
Oh yeah, I think schools have always got that. I don't understand. There's some business scheme of like, how are we going to screw the kids over?
Yeah,
we'll get them the worst thing to get out.
As well as when we have like PE. Say we have PE in the morning, we're all hot and bothered, and we have to wear that shirt too. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But then
shower after PE.
No, we had showers, but I don't think anyone ever used.
No, we weren't allowed to use them.
That's what I never got. Why? I know, like, when they're fair enough if like the schools ever did like house it, but you would have thought you've only got 5 minutes to get changed and then like run across the school to get like the thing. I thought like at least, but then again, I guess it would be bullying, won't it?
Yeah,
that's what schools are.
Well, luckily though, for the last 2 years they changed our PE to the last lesson. So luckily we could wear our PE kit on the way home. Which
nice.
Who was that? It wasn't. I can't remember who instigated that. But whoever did that, thank you very much.
Yes.
Because I did not want to take it off and get put on the stupid boiling hot clothes that we got to walk home in. So,
and it also meant that if we were actually having a half decent PE lesson, it wasn't just cut short. Because sometimes if we had dodgeball, that was okay.
Yeah,
and I kind of enjoyed badminton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, badminton's a good game.
But
yeah.
I hated football.
I hated football.
Didn't mind rugby, but football, and everyone wanted to do it, and I thought, yeah, but that's boring after you do it all year. At least do another sport of some kind.
Rugby was only okay when they put me, Sky, and Kieran Farrell-Silk in the same scrum.
Yeah.
Together, as you're like, and they put like Scott and Oscar and like the Spindly Kids and like the opposite one.
Yeah.
Just like, you think they're gonna push up?
Yeah, right. You basically built yourself a wall.
Push us.
Yeah, you basically built a charging wall.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because we're I think our combined weight was about 40 stone between the three of us.
Yeah.
At that point.
To be honest, that's what I like, because I had the building. It's like, you haven't got a position. You could be a defender, you could be an attacker. But I remember running across and I had people on the legs. I was keep moving, being like, oh, this is getting a pain. Can someone like be on the side so I can throw it backwards? Because I've like got more people on the legs. It's like, I can make it.
When it was rugby for our school, though, I just sat on the sidelines thinking, I'd rather not die.
I was just saying, it's very violent.
I sort of just like crab walked in my little area and then only got involved for scrums because I just went, there's no point me running. I'm the slowest kid in our year. So, and they give me the ball and I just throw it.
Yeah, I do. I did that. I either catch the ball and throw it straight away or I just go, nope, and just let it roll.
I've watched you go, no, you just went, nope, no.
Yeah, and I can see them running. I was like, I choose life.
I got to admit though, when you do PE, you either know it's going to be either good, like depending on what you're doing, or it's going to be deathmatch.
Yes,
that's what it was.
And Mr. Dak was full contact. I was like, no.
Oh, I love that.
I don't want anyone accidentally headbutting me in the groin.
Accidentally, like
or shin kicks, which are the most painful thing when they got the studs as well.
I mean, when luckily we both did leisure pursuits, didn't we, Chris? So luckily we didn't have the pressure of we can either do it if we want to or not, but mainly it was like fun stuff. So we either did like badminton, dodgeball, rounders and stuff like that, and it wouldn't matter to our grade as well, so which is even better.
Yeah,
but
this was just letting off steam.
Yeah, and dodgeball and rounders I was good at. Dodgeball because I'm so used to dodging things and catching things. I'm so used to it.
So friggin' annoying to try and get you out.
Oh right, it was like, oh, you're gonna throw at me, catch, and I always had a.
I got miscaught out once.
Oh yeah, I
caught her. I just went. I couldn't catch it this one. I was a terrible catching. I just stood there. I just saw the ball. I just instantly. And I got one of the jockey kids. I just went,
there you go. Take
load it. Bring the cannonball. Right, here's the cannonball.
I remember getting hit by Miss Court once, and I called her a bitch out loud. I was like, "You bitch!"
Hurts.
And I was like, I was more because I was out, and I was like, that wasn't meant to be in my head, not shouted out. I'm very sorry. But there was also, I remember when we had to play like this weird game that we played in the lunch hall. It was like kind of round. It was rounders, but it wasn't rounders. Like we had like those blue mats on the floor. So like literally, you didn't have to run once the ball was hit. You can literally get as many people as you want onto those mats and waiting to go to get the most points. Weird game, perfect, but we were going on for so long. Who was the short one with the glasses?
Oh.
The teacher. I can't remember her name.
Philpott?
I think so. Can't remember. Yeah.
Miss Philpott.
Yeah. And like she said, right, to end the game, we got the first person who catches the ball that team wins. Now I'm so used to having my cat reflexes because of bullying, and like someone hit the ball and I lifted my arm out straight away and caught it, and I looked and it was like, oh, cool, win the game, end game, cool, let's go. Like, yeah, PE was interesting, but I did start enjoying PE when we were doing it for leisure pursuits, not when we had to be forced to do it.
It was because we were just playing for fun.
Yeah,
and there was no pressure.
That's what you really want, because you're not really playing for like an actual team, even when you used to do.
No.
That. Yeah, fair enough. If you wanted to be part of like the school's team and do it that way,
it's especially when we had to do the inter-school competition, just like the football competition.
Oh, the house games.
Yes.
Oh, I remember doing that.
For my house, they put me in goal, and I actually did really well because I think the blue team that actually won it, they were scoring like 4 or 5 per game.
Yeah,
and they beat us by 1-0.
Yeah,
they beat because I just kept smacking the ball. They kept pelting at me, and I just went no.
Yeah, it's like
when I've been a scout for 2 years, like so I'm used to playing crab football. So I'm like, this is a lot easier. I actually have.
Yeah, right. And the fact is, though, as well, like, it didn't help with Da Vinci having really sporty people in our house.
Yeah.
That really took competition too seriously.
Connor, Mark, Andy Crush.
Yeah.
Oh, they could all kick a ball bloody hard.
Oh, yeah.
My wrist aches.
If you ever did it in the winter, it's the worst feeling because the cold afterwards.
Yeah.
You'd have a red.
Luckily, I had gloves on.
Yeah.
I used to be goalie without gloves. And I remember hands were bright red, and I thought, right, if this is going to happen, I'm going to kick this ball so far into whoever did that to me.
I had Billy Joe on my team for the greenhouse.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but
I think we lost just simply because we didn't score enough.
Yeah. But when we had rounders, that was the only time I was ever chosen to be in a team because everyone saw how I was good at it in PE and like that. And that's the only time I was accepted in a house team because they knew I could hit a ball. And I hit it hard and far all the time. Like the ball comes to me, yeet. And like
not what he says nowadays though.
Fuck you.
I mean, I'm so glad it's not like where I've got the innuendos aimed at me.
Trust me, where I used to work for live events in the UK, everyone knew I was gay and whatnot, and the jokes would come out so much. I was like, I used to have a really thin skin in the school, so like anything that was made fun of me, I would feel very offended. But now, it's like they make a joke and I'm like, okay, I'm going to swing one back to you. And it's like we have a banter laugh. It's brilliant because you rather work in a company where you can have a laugh like that because it's no one's like uptight.
Yeah.
And you have to have friends like that as well. I mean, yes, there are certain limits you don't go past. Unless you've got a friend who has no filter, then maybe you can, because you never mean something. But it's like when you have friends like that, you know you're in the right place.
I got no filter.
And the finger points.
The darker the twistier it is, it's funny, and it's like I take it like it's when we play games, and my god, does every tale then get brought up? And if it's someone new in the group, I've got to then explain. Yeah, this is the story why it's happened, and then what's funny is because I'm just chilled about it. They then get it. So when we play the game again, then they get it. Okay, I've got to explain it again. It's story time of Mark's misadventures in the world.
It's like playing Cards Against Humanity because you know that game is going dark. You're going to hell. If you play that game, you're going to hell.
That's a good
yes.
Yeah, we play Cards Against Disney on the most recent lads' night. Oh my lord!
Your childhood is never the same.
No, we can't watch Disney movies anymore.
I mean,
because how the cards just generally destroy it. And because it's your childhood, it's the soul crushing, but it's so good.
Well, the thing is, though, you know, when Mufasa dies in Lion King, I laughed. I didn't cry. I laughed because it was
someone's dark.
Yeah, then again, like people say, "Oh, did you cry at Titanic?" I was like, "No, I was like cheering for the iceberg." It's like
I was shouting scores at the people diving in. That was a bit shit.
It's like, do a backflip.
Do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll. That's not actually a barrel roll, if you know what I mean. But it's just like, you gotta have a duck sense of humor in these ages, because if you don't, you're not going to get very far, in my opinion.
Exactly. I mean, I'm just thinking down the line a couple of years of all the COVID jokes that are going to come.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there is.
I mean, there's already COVID pickup lines, so...
like,
COVID-19 doesn't take you out, can I?
Oh, God. Maybe that was like the first month in when everything was like mask, and I was just thinking, damn.
Yeah, right?
Quick.
It was like, and like all of us at work were making fun of it, like, haha, make this joke, that. And it was like, but then it's like getting serious and thinking, oh shit, okay. Action stations, I guess.
I think that's been the response, really, for like the British halftime is, we know it's a serious thing. We'll just take the piss out of it because at least it takes your mind off of how bad it is. That's the way I'm coping. You just take the piss out of a
coping mechanism.
Pretty much, it is.
We've gone from having a stiff upper lip to a scary sense of humor.
Right.
Pretty much.
It's like in a group, I'm in a group on like Facebook and stuff like that, and it's Canadian. So like, if I bring up anything British, someone like makes fun of me saying, "Oh, the Brit says that," and then I say, "Well, you do this. Canada does this," and like, at least, and then the person always goes, "Well, at least we got our teeth straight. What's your excuse?" I'm like, yes, I have bad teeth. It's kind of stereotypical, but very true.
At least we're not vain, then. That's the thing. We're not judgmental.
And whose language are you speaking?
Yeah, I'm sorry, what? You taking our language and you're just like corrupting it a bit? You know where that originally came from, right? And like, it's brilliant.
Colour and all that, where they miss out a thing. I'm just thinking, surely
there's a you there.
What was wrong with you?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? And I get so annoyed as well because I've got because obviously I'm in my window is now Canadian. I type in a word that I normally see in the UK and it has a red line underneath. I'm like, wait, what? No, and then I have to change it because it's like it changes to like taking the U out. It's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna have to make sure that I don't get that wrong when I go back to the UK then.
Yeah. No, I couldn't deal with that.
But it's like the dates as well, isn't it? Because it's like the month and the date.
Yeah.
And
I'm happy that you dated it the English way on your consent form.
Yeah, I do it. I'm doing that way. I do not care as long as it's not electrical form where it already has the already the things seen like month, day, year. I'm doing it the original way. I am not doing it their way.
I don't know how that makes sense. Why?
No.
Considering that it's like the days, the months, the year. Not what does the month mean?
I think it's because they mostly go, oh, June 18th. I think it's just, they always say the month first.
Everyone else does it. It's just America that does it that way.
Yeah. Well, it's the West. It's the West.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny though.
I mean, imagine if it was actually that way around originally and the British just got bored of it and changed it.
Yeah.
Because you could just go, yeah, the Americans have adopted that offer. I will just change it. It's fine.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually did do that.
I blame George III.
If you like our content, please consider supporting us on Ko-fi.
Oh dear. The UK is just a mess, and so is every other country, really. It's a mess.
Apart from New Zealand, they seem to be doing okay.
Yeah, right? That annoys me. It's just like, hey, New Zealand's got all concerts and parties, like, and we're sitting here in our second or third lockdown. It's just like, cool, just rub it in.
I just saw on the news today that a third wave could be coming to Britain. I'm just like, let it come. We're mostly vaccinated.
We're on our third wave, so
I mean, well, I think our age for the vaccine now is 32.
30.
30 now, is
It's
it?
30.
Yeah, so soon.
So we're a couple of weeks away from finding out when we can get ours.
What I wonder, though, is what they are going to do. Because obviously it's a choice for some people. It's not mandatory to take it.
Yeah.
I just want to hurry up and be... Well, apparently, statistically, it looks like 50 and over has had a really good success rate of people taking it.
Yeah.
Between 30 and 50 has been a lot lower. And I feel like the 20-year-olds are just going to go, stab me.
Stab me, daddy.
And
just stab me.
Exactly, that's going to happen. Like, someone's going to say...
I just want to feel something. Stab
I just want to feel something. Just give me some social contact.
You're just going to get like all the depressed 20-somethings.
Right.
Like, I want to feel something. Stab.
I just want to feel stab me. But it's like in Canada at the moment, we can 18-year-olds and can get the COVID vaccine. The only problem is it's pre-register. So you got to wait like 4 to 8 weeks before you even get an appointment. And then your appointment could be a couple of weeks later. And it's just like, I want the vaccine. I'm terrified of needles. Okay. But just let me have my life back.
Let me be stabbed.
I think even if we just get the first jab, we'll be all right. We don't necessarily need the second for our age group.
Yeah, I'm still taking it.
I'm taking it.
Only children and pansies are afraid of needles. Stick me, Chuckles.
Yes, but it's just like I'm terrified. Yeah, I'm terrified of needles, and I'm probably gonna cry. I know I'm gonna cry because I remember once when I had to get a booster shot to go to Egypt, and I threatened my doctor. Like literally said, if you put that in me, I swear to God, I'm gonna ram it where the sun don't fucking shine. And it's like, and I was grabbing the filing cabinet and like screaming because I hate injections. It's more because I in 2008 I had to have a surgery on my toes, and they had to put injections into my toes to numb it, and I was screaming. It's just like, yeah, that's what every injection feels like. Yay!
Oh, that must have been fun when 2 years later we had to have the top-up jabs at Walmart.
Oh, what, the BCG?
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
I did.
I didn't.
I didn't have that in my school.
I did, because I remember getting a letter going, oh, because of your age, blah, 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 you need to get top-up. And I was just like, oh, okay, I can't remember when I had last had someone stab me, so I might as well.
To be fair, it's like half the time you feel like, what do you need to be jab-born?
Right.
I laughed. Literally, the injector goes, "You right?" I went, "Are you okay?" I went, "Yeah, this tickles."
Oh,
I was giggling. Like,
but didn't they have to like do a weird test where they had like this patch with like the little needles to see if you're allergic or not, and they just put it on your arm?
I can't remember.
They did something like that, I think, or that was just a rumor. But when they
sometimes do it when you're really young.
Yeah.
If you've got something, because it's like they inject you with a very small amount of it, and then they want to see if you're reacting.
I think that's why you get quite a few jabs in your like first 3 years.
Yeah,
because they want it. It's like if I don't think they do it to everyone, but if there's something like not right with you in the first few years because you've eaten something,
There's nothing right with me, Mark.
There's nothing right with me either. I chewed a battery when I was younger, so and there was battery acid going into my mouth, and nothing happened. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But it's just like,
well, you're secretly part of that.
My husband actually did even worse. He put his mother's keys into a power socket and got yeeted across the room. Bless him.
I keep forgetting you're married sometimes.
Yes, and he's a very smart person. I think he's like, that's where like his brain's been supercharged because of it.
Benjamin Franklin's like experiment, basically.
Right.
Before that, he was actually really stupid. His brain was lacking the charge, so he had a recharge.
He's basically the smart version of the Flash.
Things, isn't it? Like where basically like someone gets like a near death of it. Oh yes, I've come back to like, or when you die in like ages and your sense comes back to when you're younger.
Yeah.
What I do to rectify everything.
It's like I'm just waiting to when I die. I'm gonna go straight to hell. I know I am. But the amount of things I've said, the amount of things that is very offensive in a funny way, not offensive as in like the hurtful way. And I've always said to my husband, saying that if you're going to hell, I'm grabbing your legs and I'm dragging you down with me. I'm not going. I may have a throne in hell, but you could be my princess or something. I don't know.
I'll just be there singing Montero, trying to summon ghosts again.
Oh God, yeah, that was so funny.
I was playing a Phasmophobia last week on stream, and we had quite an active house, I want to say.
Yeah, I had a cross and it like got broken, but I saw like a Ouija board and I was doing it, and then I had the cross in my hand. I remember walking back to the truck and thought, that was broken. This is the first I've ever seen a broken cross.
And I was just like, so I walked, so we all like stood outside this house going, you go in, go on, Mark. And anyway, you know what, I got an idea. So I walked in this house and went, call me when you want, call me when you need, call me in the morning, I'll be on the way. And I stood out the house and the ghost appeared. And the ghost appeared. And it just stood there for like a good 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I made it like a movie scene. I
summoned a ghost with the gay anthem.
I've seen memes with that song. It's so funny.
Like
there's this I think he drag queen that did it, and I'll send it to you guys later because it'll be because I put it in my like saved on Facebook. Oh. It's so brilliant, and it's just like, okay, that's kind of true. And it's so funny because that's something I would do as well. And it's just like, oh, I'm going to hell. I'm going straight to hell. It's fine. Hell's going to be more fabulous than heaven anyway, so it's all
exactly.
Good.
If all the gays are sent to hell, we're going to have a fabulous time.
Oh, right.
That's for sure. I mean, you can have fun up in it. No, you won't go to heaven.
By the amount that you've just told me about Mark, yeah, he's going straight to hell.
Yeah, he's joining us.
Yeah, he's going straight to hell, and we're gonna have a party.
Oh, I've got a place in Valhalla, and I'm going to be fighting something. Hopefully, it's not one of my exes. That's going to be painful.
Considering one of your exes is one of his old best friends.
Yeah.
He's dated Amy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, of course he did, didn't you? Like when we're not really friends, we don't talk anymore. But anyway,
it's funny enough, I have that in common.
It's just like I was just like when it came up, it was like, oh, you're going out with her. I'm like, oh, Mark, good luck with that.
Yeah, I think I got a lot.
Good luck, because she used to date my cousin as well, and it's just like, okay, I know who the true person is now. It's like, no, don't, please. So yeah, well done, Mark. You managed to get out of that one.
Yeah, he had a 3-month sabbatical after that, but you know, he's
I had a lot to drink. I had so much to drink in those.
Well, why not?
I went silent.
She drove him to alcoholism.
Yeah,
that's a tricky word to say.
I still remember there was one time she wanted to see me, like when I was drinking. Because at the time I wasn't posting or like messaging or anything on Facebook.
Yeah.
But if it was on Snapchat, I would have it on the story what I was doing. And I think she kept watching my story for some reason. I think she wanted to come in. For me, I was just getting drunk and I would have been fine. But it was the wrong people I was with. If she had a go at me, I don't think they would have been too kind back.
Luckily, the night that she tried, I tricked her.
Is this going to be in the podcast? Is going to be edited out because I don't know if she watches it or not.
Stay in.
I don't think she does because Mark's involved.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If she does listen to it, I mean, to be fair, she's going to know this because I think this tale has gone around.
Oh yeah, we've mentioned this tale a couple of times.
Yeah, if she knows anyway. She's already. Well, she can always message someone else and be like, "Mark, shut up." But
yeah, but it's just like when I was in school, I was really close friends with her only because, well, she was funny. I liked her in school, but the fact is though, because I was such a socially outcast person, I clung to the closest bit of affection and companionship that I could get.
I get that.
And like I used to copy her, like what she liked, what she did, etc. And part of me hated it because I didn't have my own identity. But also part of me was like, we have to keep doing this until you can get to college because you want to live. You don't want to get killed or be more of a socially outcast than you really are.
Yeah, it wasn't actually until you brought your little robot to school I actually knew you as anything other than the male Amy.
Yeah, male Amy. I was the male Amy.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah.
But then you brought the robot to school and I just said, They actually put you up in my book. Oh my God, he's got a robot.
Yeah, because like I do thank her for getting me out of my shell, because I would become much more sassy and much more like protect myself and whatnot. But it's like also it was cringy as well. Like looking back and seeing it, was like, this is cringy. I hate myself. What am I doing? It's like when I did a bloody presentation on Twilight, because she loved Twilight in ICT, and I did it because of her, because I was scared of doing something for myself, because I didn't want to be judged for it and whatnot. But so I did Twilight. I knew nothing about Twilight, so I had to literally go to Wiki and go copy that, just get it out. But then, like, in the last year of school, I started being myself, being my own person.
Yeah, year 11, you were a lot more independent.
Yeah, independent, because like I came out in year 11 to certain people, because obviously that went around. Well, it did go around school. I was fucked.
Forget that when Jake and I were just asking you, would you sleep with this one? Would you sleep with this one?
Oh yeah, I went, no. It's like,
and I just went. My brain just went. He's gay.
He's definitely gay, definitely. Because like I remember when we went into like this stupid, I don't know what it was. I don't know if you were there. We had this presentation come into school in the library, and it's like everyone, and obviously it was a very straight thing, because they didn't say, they only said, what kind of female would you date? Now, most of the boys, and obviously because they were going through puberty and hormones, big breasts, big boobs, blonde, etc. What do I say? Intelligence, because I want an actual conversation. And all the guys who were all about that looked at me like, really?
I wasn't there, but I would have been with you on that. I mean, that's how I still stand. And Scott would have been with you on that as well.
Yeah, because like
intelligence is what you want. You don't want the big boobs. You don't.
And loyal. I said loyal as well, and everyone's looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, I want someone who's actually going to be with me. I'm not going to fucking go or come and go, as it were. Like, no, I want a relationship. Obviously, I knew who I was back then, but obviously I had to keep it hidden because I would die. But it doesn't help when stupid. Okay, I'm friends with him now, but because he was a kid. Well, not a kid anymore, but we were kids back then. He spread a rumor that my best friend and I had sex, basically, and it was a complete and utter lie. Yes, I had a crush on him. That was a different thing, but I would never do anything like that. But the fact is that it went all around school, and all the kids saying, "Oh, watch out! Put your bums against the wall," and I'm like, okay, something's going on here. What's going on? And then I found out who it was. Funny enough, it still happened when I was in college. Well, I was out of college, and like the same person and a couple of his friends kept saying it. So what I do? I went straight to his parents and literally, and I was standing in the hallway when he got home, and his face dropped, and like he's thinking, "Oh, I fucked up, haven't I?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, you have."
Oh yeah.
Like, as much as snitches get stitches and all that, but when it's come to this, you're going to go to college. You say the wrong thing, you could die.
Yeah.
And like,
to be fair, it's no one's right to out someone else's sexuality.
And to be honest, I mean, there is like the snitches get stitches, but when it's your own honour at stake as well, you have got every right.
There's a limit on what's it's snitchable.
Yeah.
Or not.
And I did give him the real talk in front of his parents, saying, you do know the words that you say. To me, it won't bother me because I've been through it all, don't care. But if you say it to the wrong person who is very sensitive and very protective, you could send them into suicide. It's like, you say the wrong thing and that person could kill themselves, as like I've seen it happen before. And like, and it's just like, no, you don't do that. Luckily, that seemed to kick him in gear, and he turned into a nice, very nice person, and good on him for changing. But it's those people who, like, even if they get told and shown, they don't change. It's like, okay, cool, you're going to cause someone to go and do something that they're going to regret.
Yeah, or not alive themselves.
Yes, not very fun.
No.
Or they get the shit kicked out of them, because then if they tell their friends, then usually it's going to end in a much harsher way for them.
Oh, yeah. It will literally, you either get outed by people in school or you do something stupid. There is no grey area.
It's never fun coming out when you're not ready.
Oh, yeah. Especially when like someone finds something about you and then says, and we're going to spread this all around you. And it's just like...
Yeah, I'm lucky that I think I'm just so casually out now. Nothing bothers me anymore. So I've even forgotten if people know or I'm just like, I don't care if you know or not. Like, I'm by, deal with it.
Yeah, when I found out, only because I accidentally clicked on your about bit on Facebook, because I was on my phone and it froze. I went off, and it clearly went, oh, okay, cool. And I just went, okay, cool, whatever. Doesn't bother me. And like and also like it's interesting that people who understand, you get more people who are terrified coming out and shit like that come to you for advice and like saying, hey, I've been thinking about my past and and like who I am, I'm blah blah, and like it feels good that you can, that's it's one person who can be trusted not to out them and like always be there for them. It's brilliant.
You've been there.
Yeah.
I've had people tell me, I'm just like, oh, okay. What do you need? Do you need advice, or did you just want to tell someone? Because I'm not going to tell anyone, but
no, I'm not.
What do you want from me?
I guess I'm not in that regard.
You're just an ally.
But I'm the one that's basically like, if anyone fucks up, then they talk to me, because then I'll make it seem much that it's not as big as a deal as everyone thinks it is. Consider, but
Mark's clean up.
Yeah, basically, I will help.
That sounds so disgusting.
Not in that way. Not in that way.
You know, you kill someone, he hides the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like the old.
I've only done that twice.
Only twice. It's fine.
It's fine.
I mean, you have a head count only if you find if the bodies are found.
Exactly. That's if there's a head still intact.
Exactly. Anyway, let's go and talk about something else. Let's cheer things up.
So actually, let's talk. So obviously, with like Canada and stuff, you've got some interesting weather, because I've seen like some sites from like online, like you've got some beautiful areas, but I'll tell you, when it snows though, it's really bad out there for you guys.
Yeah, it can get bad. Luckily, I'm in a place where it doesn't get as bad, but it can. But there are parts of Canada that have snow dunes like 6 feet tall, and it's just like, and all like so many dangerous things as well, because black ice is obviously a very bad problem.
Yeah.
And with Canada being so cold all the time, well, in winter, you can see a patch, but you don't see another one, and all hell breaks loose. But also, it doesn't help when stupid people don't de-ice their walkways, because I have slipped down a hill on my ass multiple times. And it's not fun when it's like mostly ice, so you're just basically sitting there like, this is my life until I stop.
And you pray to God it's not a pole that stops.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, because the legs. I don't know what it is. It's like with magnets, but the legs always go the other side. So don't go one way. No.
Yeah, like no. I see what's at the end. I'm going to get hit in the pole. And the fact is, like, if you're slipping, you know you're going to hit it. There's nothing you can do.
It's like when you skid in the car, you know you're hitting a tree.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because like,
this is my fate.
I've hit a car. Sitting on ice.
You're funny, is that it's the one thing that I use, and the thing is, you just got to turn your wheels where you're going.
Yeah.
The one thing is, you just got to let it happen. You've got to take the wheel, I guess.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Jesus, take the wheel. It's like you just got to accept it, thinking this is what's going to happen. You're just going to have to accept and hit and see whatever you hit.
Yeah.
Just make sure it's not a person, and you should be fine.
Yeah. Provided you don't kill anyone, you're good.
I mean, the snow will cover the body, so you should be fine. No one will notice. But
the start of our zombie apocalypse.
And if you're in farmland, just throw the body in the pig pen.
Right.
Because pigs eat everything.
Yeah.
Even bone.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, I've seen that.
I didn't know this was turning into a true crime podcast.
I know it is actually, but to be fair, that it is what happens because there's like a scene in like Valhalla and like in the Assassin's Creed where basically the guy just like throws all the heads on the floor and basically says, "I won't stay here long after the pigs are finished with these heads."
Yeah, pigs will consume anything.
Mate, they're insane. It's like with wild boar. It's like if you got one of them, you run.
Run the hell.
End.
Yeah, Pumbaa's not as friendly as you think.
Yeah, they lied to us. Meerkats.
They lied.
Good.
Yeah, but we've been having a surgency of coyotes showing up out of the blue. Their population has suddenly increased, probably because the lack of people have been out because of COVID. And like when you see a coyote, it's interesting because like you see, is that a dog? No. Is it a wolf? No, it's a coyote. And some coyotes are so used to humans that they could be coming right close to you and they don't care. And you can actually pet one. You can actually stroke one. Just make sure you know that it's not going to give you rabies, then you should be fine.
Yeah.
But when it's interesting because they're
roadrunners.
Yeah, I wish that'd be quite interesting. Just me, woof. Like what the heck?
Just paint a few walls like a tunnel. If you see like marks on it, you know that it's happened.
I mean, there are some interesting drivers here. So if you do that and they think it's real, they're going to crash right into it. They don't see it in time.
Natural selection.
At work.
Actually, yeah, natural selection is a thing.
Yeah.
Darwinism. They won the award.
Darwinism.
That would be the new Hunger Games. It's not the Hunger Games, it's the Darwin Games.
To be fair, that's
there is
probably what it's going to be called.
There is a series, like a manga, that's based on that. Basically, you've got like actually, no, that would actually be a real thing. I can imagine doing that.
Yeah,
or Decayed Castle version.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, I wanted to really work on that. Like,
or Total Wipeout.
Total. I missed that show. Oh, it
was the big red balls.
It sucks when that got cancelled in the BBC. I was so mad.
Good thing it wasn't Blue Balls.
It's fine.
Your camera's frozen. Oh, no, there we go.
My camera does that every podcast.
But yeah, I miss shows like that, like Total Wipeout, Takeshi's Castle. I know they rebooted it with Jonathan Ross, and it wasn't the same.
No,
without Craig Charles, because Craig Charles was hilarious.
Oh, he was the best one for it. I mean, that's the thing. He did Robot Wars, he did that, and it was a good trend where he was going. And it's just
then he did Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
Funny enough, yeah, because like it was I think it was Red Dwarf. Takeshi's I don't know when Takeshi's Castle came out, so I don't know.
I think the early series of Red Dwarf and Takeshi's Castle were around the same sort of time.
Yeah.
And then he was in one of the soaps for a little bit, wasn't he?
He was in Coronation Street.
That's it. I've never watched a soap. The only time I watch soap is when it goes around in the sink where you've dropped it.
I mean, I would only watch soaps if it's going to be a good storyline. Like I can watch certain. I missed that. I missed that.
I said so you wouldn't.
No, that's true, really. But when EastEnders did like the gay story with Saeed and Christian, I watched that because I was interested. But most of the soaps are so mundane and boring. It's just like it's doom and gloom. Who's gonna die today?
Oh yeah.
There's a wedding. No, there's not. No one's getting married because someone died.
And you find out it's got no one related to the actual wedding. It's some other group that's just outside of it. And you think, hold on, where's the plot line going?
Was it Phil again?
But
it's just like, I think it was either Coronation Street or Hollyoaks. I can't remember which one.
I think Hollyoaks is the one that does a lot of drama.
Yeah, lots of drama.
I've never watched it, but I've seen clips and I thought there's more drama in that than in the school.
Yeah, but it's just like there was one of them that had like the train that they have on the show come off the rails and into the streets. I think it was Coronation Street. And I was interested in that because I was like, ooh, this could be interesting. How many people have died? But it's like, no. But it's like shows like Towie and The Only Way is Essex. I would rather drink bleach than watch those shows. And it's about Love Island as well. That's coming back. Because I got one of my bosses loves the show, and I hate the show because it's so egotistical. Like it's all about the body, never about the mind. Like the girls have big bazongas, and the guys have
all had 8-packs.
8-packs that can grind meat if you rub it against it, or cheese. They're human cheese graters.
Pretty much.
It's just like, and like you listen to them, I'm like, my IQ level is dropping severely.
I swear I used to be smart.
I used to be smart. Now I'm just drooling right now. Well, drooling for a different reason, probably. No.
I'd rather watch In the Night Garden.
Oh,
because at least that has a story.
At least that's a story, yeah.
Like when it comes to like shows, I think it's Korea does a lot of good ones, but I have to watch it with subtitles because they've got really good ones. Like it's way different, but it's so good. Some of the stories you had, like the ones where two people either got on a near death, they swapped. So one was like a mafia boss that changed into like a teen boy that was getting bullied, and it was vice versa. This timid guy was actually then like this mafia boss, and how they're interlocked. Like they helped each other out, get out of it and stuff. But that was what's good. It's an interesting story where I could get into them, but never what the English do.
No, because like the UK has had a severe spike of game shows recently in the last 10 years. Like, okay, there are some game shows that I enjoy, like The Voice, because they don't have looks. First, it's the voice.
Yeah, the voice is literally the voice.
Literally the voice, and they can turn around because they hear what they like, and they can't see the person, so they can't judge on looks. Like the X Factor or Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
But like the game shows that I only really watched because it was interesting was I'm a Celebrity, only because I like seeing people who, how come they got a celebrity status and then like they go in that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to research you. And you find out they're an absolute total prick. I'm like, okay, let's see how many challenges you get and see how you scream like a bitch.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's fair.
Like, there are more like people that have got celebrity status and I think, who are you?
Yeah. I look at them thinking, who the hell are you?
Some of them actually got more famous because they did the show.
That's what they do it.
I think the only one that I've known like recent years that have actually done one of them is when Harry Redknapp did it. I don't call him a celebrity. I call him a football manager because I don't class them in the same thing.
But it's just like when like YouTube, okay, some YouTube people are really celebrity and you love them to bits because they're very genuine. But when just like say James Charles, you know who James Charles is, went on to Britain's like something like that. He's so fake. And it's like, and like you see him and then go on the show and then you see the true colors of who that person is. It's like when Big Brother as well, you're confined in a house with those many people for how many weeks? I can't remember how long the show is.
It's like 6-7 weeks.
Yeah. And you're bound to get on the wrong end of someone.
You're going to slip up.
You're going to slip up, and all the cameras everywhere. One slip up, and your career's screwed.
24/7.
Oh yeah.
The only time you're not being recorded is when you're actually in the toilet,
and that's surprising.
Yeah,
like because
there's a camera in there.
Oh, you definitely know.
There's probably an audio camera.
Yeah.
Like, so it can capture audio.
But
so
it's just
they
like
can't cheat the system.
Yeah, but it's like interesting when you like see people sharing a bed. You're thinking, "Ooh, is this hanky panky going on right now?" And the cameras stay on them for the entire time. It's just like, okay, is your show really falling that bad that you need sex to sell it?
Well, the thing is, they all share the same bedroom, so it's like kind of doing like a porno, and it's like,
It's live porn at the beginning, and then it goes, You're now on live TV. Please don't swear. Like, honey, we've been watching them fuck for the past.
Right.
Why does it matter if they swear?
I mean, if you ever wanted to become a porn star but you haven't had the money, Big Brother will help you with that. They have production line and give you drama and storyline. It's like, okay, be a porn star. It's like, oh god,
just be a hoe. She goes, oh, there's a
be a hoe.
To be fair, Love Island could do the same,
right?
Especially because they've all got the bodies for it.
Wasn't it like another show where it's like Temptation Island or something, where it's like you weren't with your other half, you were split two places.
I hate that show.
And that's one where basically you had all good-looking people. It forced it, and I was thinking like, it says it in the name, and you think like, if you're going to go on that show, you're really just gone on there to break your relationship up.
Because
you're not actually gone there to
your relationship's ending.
I actually
make a buck out of it.
I should have gone on, believe me.
I actually complained to the directors of that show and the producers to that because they were all straight couples, all of them, And like they were okay, and some of them were, because this was before gay marriage actually was allowed in UK. So it was like, okay, so that straight people are married and then they're going to go on a show like this. It's just like, okay, so you have people who want to get married but can't and actually understand the sanctity of being in a relationship, and yet you go on a show like that. It's like, seriously? But there was another show that I did love. It was a dancing show. It was Dancing Dates. It was a blind date show where you don't know anything about the person apart from that you were trained to dance with them. Like they were, both of them were like taught by dancers. And the first time they meet was that date, and they dance. And they don't say anything. They dance.
Oh wow!
And you can see the electricity if they got a click or not right away. And that's what I like about those kind of shows, because they don't talk about looks. They don't care about like personality at the point. The first thing they do is dance, which
passion, pretty much.
Passion, yeah, it's an interesting way to do it.
And then you also know if the first dance at the wedding, you're not going to get your toes stood on because they're already practiced.
Right?
And the other thing is, I guess it's touch as well, because to be honest, that's the main thing. It's like if you do salsa dancing, you've pretty much touched every part of their body.
And I imagine you'll also learn about the personal hygiene of that person.
Right.
Yes.
Right? It's like, oh, can we get this dance over? I can smell them from a mile away.
Guys, you have a thing for fish.
Yeah, you have a thing for fishy. Oh, dear.
To be honest, that sounds like it would be actually a good show. Not that what you were saying.
That sounds good. Sounds like fish.
The dancing side, that side, I may be sick and twisted in the ways of humour, but not in that case. It's an absolute must.
You just like hear a bit thinking, okay, you smell like fish. I fancy fish and chips now.
Oh, God.
That's one thing I hate.
I mean, that would make a really good thing if that ever happened on the show, because that would have been the best show ever.
Oh,
like Dine With Me, but with dancing.
I love Can't Dine With Me. I love that show.
Yeah.
Oh God, some I've seen that of like where the guest, it's like the last one gets the lowest rating, and they flip out and send everyone off.
It was I remember because I remember I didn't see the episode. My friend told me about it. Like this man hosted the dinner and he was last, and he just shut them out.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's going to be on national TV. You would just basically screwed yourself for eternity, because once it's on the internet, that's going nowhere.
And what I love most really though is the commentator of that show goes, "Are you sure you should be doing that?" I'm just like, they can't hear you. Why are you talking to them?
Yeah.
Like, and she opens another bottle of wine. She's like, are you counting how much she's drinking?
Yeah, it's like, okay, are you having a midlife crisis right now? But it's also like shows like Four in a Bed. Now that shows that bed is a bit because are they actually wanting to give critiques to the people to help their business, or are they playing the long game?
Playing the long game.
Because
a lot of the places I would have rated highly, but some of them like a 6, and I was thinking, like, hold on, fair enough, you found one thing wrong with like a room, but that's not going to stop anything, because that could be there after you've gone out. Anything,
right?
Spider web, one web that's like under something, anyone's going to miss that,
right?
And spiders are quick working little buggers.
Oh yeah, they are. It's
I cleaned this from this morning, and you came in 6 hours later. There's a good chance there could be a web.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's the one thing I loved about spiders. I mean, I am afraid of spiders, but it strays, because I'm good sometimes and then I'm not the other. I think it's my mindset at the time.
Yeah.
I love spiders.
I mean, yeah, I'm terrified of spiders, but I love jumping spiders. They're so adorable. Especially when they do their mating dance, they fell their plan, like going,
yeah, I remember,
oh my God. I'm like,
that of it, and it was so good.
Oh, I'm just like, I hate spiders, but that's just goddamn adorable. And it's just so sad when like they mate, and then like the male's like, yeah, and then the female's like, I'm hungry. Like,
like the praying mantis all over again.
Yeah,
it's like really harsh. It's like the poor species.
Especially when like you're watching the on YouTube, and it's David Attenborough who's narrating it, and he's like his voice can make anything interesting. And like you're like, go on, Spider, you can do it, and like you cheer for him, and then suddenly the female suddenly comes in,
and then the women of the couple will then eat the male.
The male's like,
it's a fascinating development in the relationship.
And the thing is, the male species don't even know this is a thing.
No, they don't. They run because tarantulas, funny enough, once I'm in a deep hole, I just go. The males can turn the female. Shut the fuck up. I may have only one ear, but I can hear you, Chris. But it's like when tarantulas mate, the males die off quickly more than the females. The females live longer. But when the males manage to do the deed, they put them in a trance. They put them in a kind of like a trance, the female in a trance, so it gives them time to run. However, sometimes it doesn't work, so it mates, and then the male tarantula is just walking away slowly, thinking the female's in a trance. Nom! It's like,
it's just like, if we back away slowly, they can't see us.
Yeah,
they see you.
Yeah, shit. And the females are bigger than the males, so there's no chance of you getting away. And it's just like there's a scene in Family Guy saying, "Don't move." They sense on movement, and
the hooker scene.
The hooker scene's like, "Where'd you go?" It's like, oh my god.
Oh, it was the motel scene where they just like. I love that because it just reminds me of like Jurassic Park with like the scene. Just don't move and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Species, it's very weird.
Yes.
I'm so glad human nature doesn't follow in that pursuit. It's like it would be like Jennifer's body, but with.
I mean, yes, I agree with that because I would like to live, but there's definitely a few people that goes, I wish your partner killed you after they slept with you.
Right. It's like, how are you still alive?
Just like, to be fair, men kill. Men do the more stupid shit anyway.
I mean, that's true.
I mean,
The things I've seen on Reddit and whatnot, how has the male species lived this long? Like,
we're just the ones that we'll try it and see if we survive. We know we can do it.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, what do we want to do now? Jumping off that Jumping off that roof looks like a fun idea. What's down there?
Right.
Jello. Sounds good.
Good. I'm gonna do it.
To be honest, you look at the human history and you'd be like, yeah, we only used to live until we were 30. Now look at us.
We're nearly 30 now. Well, we're 4 years off 30 now. And we're just like, there's more dumb shit to do.
Do you know what? There was someone saying we might get to the age with like modern medicine about being like 150.
Nope. 100 is my maximum. If I'm not dead by 100, I'm going to complain to the manager. Like, mother,
you will
why
be the
do
manager.
I have your genes? Mother, why did you give me these genes of longevity?
I mean, you could complain to me because if I make it that far, you're only 10 days later.
Yeah.
Do you want to get to just the day before your 100th? I just goes, you were ready for this.
Chris, just like, no, I'm out. Like saying 100, come on, heart. Come on, don't give up on me now, please.
If that's the case, my last words are going to be fuck me a bus and someone's going to hit me with a bus because that's the way I want to go out on a joke.
Yeah.
To be fair, I would like it to be like, if it was we were going to live for an age, I would like it to be where at least you get to pick an age bracket where you could last for a while, be like a certain age. So it would be like
like in bed or
it would be like let's say for gents our prime age is meant to be like 30.
Yeah,
so we're really meant to become our silver foxes and stuff through there.
Yeah.
If we were gonna live that long, I know what I mean is when you get 30, you either start getting some of that thing, but you could be like a silver fox.
Yeah.
I would then want to stay that age for longer, but if I was to get to a point, I'm just going to be like, I need a way to go because I'm not going out in a horrible way. Let me fight on a battlefield like
right.
Valhalla.
But it's just like I have said this so many times to myself. It's like saying, when I'm just about to die, I want to say they'll never find the bodies, and then I die, and then that'll be so interesting. There's the whole investigation for absolute jack shit.
Oh, just do it as a recording.
Yes,
just as a record, like the one in the grave, like when he goes, it'd be in the will. You can only play this once I'm buried.
Right.
Well, I imagine though by then, I reckon we'll have half decent hologram technology.
Yeah.
By then,
or be like Tony Stark.
Exactly. You just go, and it goes. You have to sit in this room, and this pattern because the hologram won't make any sense otherwise. Because they definitely did that with Tony's. Because if Morgan Stark wasn't sat where she was, him kneeling down instead of staring at Happy's crotch wouldn't have the same effect.
Yeah.
To be fair though, if I could become an AI like Jarvis or Cortana in Halo, I would. Because it would just be the fun and the chaos of you can give me control, I'll look after you. But then it would be like, if I want to mess something up, it'd be like, it wasn't my fault, it was a glitch in the works.
All I want to say is, if I go, I want to go after One Piece is finished, because I've been reading that for 10 years and it's still going.
Still going.
Oh, I'll tell you what, there was one person that I think he did know, because he actually wrote to he wrote to him and basically wanted to know, I'm not going to survive to find out the end, but what is the end? Because he knows, when he first started, he knew how he wanted to end it.
He knows how he wants to end it. He's just filling in. He's got the beginning and the end. He's just filling it in.
Filling it up, yeah.
But,
we're in the last arc now, or it's the second.
We're in the penultimate arc.
Because I think the next one's the final.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's still got a good bit to go.
Oh, I'll tell you what, the amount of story they've got, there's going to be so many spin-offs of the adventures after.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's still plenty of. He can easily do a sequel series.
It would be like Naruto. It would be like Shippuden, really, like the second part of that they could do.
It would be more like Boruto.
Yeah.
I reckon, doing the next generation.
It's so funny how that first came out. Everyone was really against it.
Yeah.
It is still telling Naruto's story. It's just doing it in a different way.
But it's interesting.
Different way.
The anime of Boruto starts earlier than the manga. Because Boruto in the manga is currently at a different storyline.
Yeah.
But it started in that storyline, whereas the anime started with Boruto in school.
Yeah.
Thing is, they ruined Naruto because he should have kept his spiky hair still.
He does. It's just really short.
That's what I mean. But he should have kept it the way, because that's what I was against.
No, you sort of could see they weren't going to do that from the Naruto, the last ninja movie.
Yeah.
But, at least he was going to get Hinata in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of always knew eventually it was going to go there. I think Sakura annoyed me sometimes. Really just wanted her to go. She was so annoying. And Sasuke was just like,
Sasuke!
You're just moody, mate. Just Snickers and just grow up.
But have you two seen the new Cruella film yet?
No.
I watched it last night. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Stone's really good in it.
Oh, she is amazing. I love it. I'm tempted to watch it again. But I just went on my Twitter and someone's uploaded the entire film onto X videos.
Wow.
I've literally got, there's a screenshot. I'll send it to you guys later. But it's just I was just scrolling down Twitter quickly because I've got split screen so I can see both at the same time. I was scroll. I saw X videos. Went, what? I'm like, am I normal on my Twitter? No. Went, oh, that's fantastic.
Jokes.
Yeah,
no, I've got dual screen. It's.
Yeah, I got dual screen. I've got the screen over there, but I'm using this screen because it's only got the camera on this one. Yeah, funny enough, I've got
your consent form here.
I've got so many equipment, and yet I got a shitty webcam on my screen because I'm like, eh.
Yeah, no, my webcam could be better, but it does the job.
That's the thing. As long as it does the job, it's.
Oh yeah, because I've got a few couple of cameras that costed over $1,000 and whatnot, and I'm just and I use those for stuff, but then it's and I can use it as a webcam as well. But the fact is, I don't kind of wanna.
Yeah,
I just keep it as it is.
But damn, son, $1,000.
Yeah,
That much money.
I've been saving for ages, like, because I recently got this. Oh, that's my pen. That's my tablet pen just fell on the floor. Fantastic. Yeah, recently got this.
Ooh, a Canon pick.
Canon Rebel SL3. And it's really good. I'm like, so pretty. And I've been trying to get a Canon for years, and this is fantastic.
My old man's got a Canon, and Scott's got a Canon as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they are.
Because Paul loves taking photos. Scott basically takes photos of
nature.
Animals.
Yeah.
So which makes sense for Scott, really.
He would be like a good jungle explorer. Like,
yeah, he would be.
About 12 years ago, Scott and I said to each other, well, about then, Last Chance to See was on TV. Like, because they did one it's 30 years ago now. And then they did one 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And Scott and I were saying, well, the two people doing it, David Attenborough most likely won't be around by that point because he was getting on then.
Yeah.
So Scott and I were jokingly said, we should do the next series of it. And I was just like, that would be quite expensive actually, but it'd be quite fun. But yeah, but it's something I could see Scott doing.
I mean, to be honest, depending on if you get the right people and you do a project, you can always Kickstarters and do this stuff.
Yeah.
Or if you get the right people and basically say, right, we're going to go on an adventure.
Adventure!
If you find a ring in a river, don't pick it up.
Yeah, just
don't put it on. Turn invisible.
I mean, that would be quite interesting. I would use that. Not for the better good. I'll use that for cause mayhem and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've been watching She-Ra. So I just said adventure, and I'm just like, I'm the pirate. Adventure!
I mean, it's what you want to do, really. I mean, if you had something, you'd be like, well, I could be good, but I'm not going to be.
No, you couldn't. You're chaos.
I'm chaos.
You're chaos incarnate.
I'm good to friends. I'm good to my allies.
Yeah.
I would be awful.
Hey, Mark, we could do with a bag. We could do with a little bit of snacks for lads' night. Comes in with half the shop.
It's basically a Viking haul. I would come.
Basically, yeah.
I'm going to make sure it's a feast.
We definitely overdid it yesterday.
Oh, we did. We did. Massively.
I've got 5 or 6 big bags of crisps here.
But have you boys actually seen The Boys? That's on Amazon.
No, my mum keeps saying you need to watch this series. I've been meaning to.
I recommend it because you've got the 2 seasons out. If you ever wanted to read the comics, there's plenty of sites that do it for free. And it's the series has done it in a way where they've almost done it where it is following the storyline in such, but it's done its own thing, like what The Walking Dead did.
Yeah.
But it works really well. So if you have read the comics and you're watching it, it's still new and fresh to you.
Yeah.
And it really builds on the characters. And I would have recasted Butcher because he is meant to be pretty much British, but he's more of Aussie, and it's kind of takes.
There's nothing wrong.
But he's trying to still be British, and I thought it works, but it would have been good if you did have a British person because he's in America dealing with all these heroes, and it's basically what would heroes do in a world where they get sponsored and the collateral damage, who solves that and fixes it. So it's very dark, I will say that. The humour is good, and don't watch it if you're in a dark place because some of it really does get dark.
Luckily,
interesting.
I'm away from my dark place at the moment.
Yeah, and don't watch it if you're in a dark place. Watch it if you want a really good laugh and shocks and that. But yeah, some bits really test the boundaries.
Right, so now I promised myself that I wasn't going to make myself edit another 2.5-hour video. And we're just coming up to the 2-hour mark. So we're going to start wrapping things up, which does mean we have time for a Mark's question corner, and then it's Mark's jingle.
Oh, God.
Don't worry, it's not your turn because you said...
I said no because I'm already an embarrassment. I don't want to go even down into that hole.
Oh, don't worry.
He does it himself.
I made it. Chris wanted it for season 2, and I just go
I'm not getting rid of this feature this season. It might go in season 3.
But yeah, for questions, I mean, we've always got another episode that will probably have you on board. So if you have a game for coming back on,
yeah, I'm good for coming back whenever you want.
Nice. So yeah, going on like questions and that. Robots.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, how did you actually get into it? Was it due to like Robot Wars the show, or was it this technology itself?
When I was younger, I think it was my sister. She was looking after me because Mum used to work. She put the TV on and plonked me onto BBC Two, and then Robot Wars came on, and I was instantly hooked from that show. And I would only watch that when I was younger. And also, funny enough, Robot Wars got me into like editing and filming as well, because of the graphics, the 3D design, and all that. That got me into it. But with Robot Wars, I watched it all the way from the original seasons and the spin-offs and the reboot. But I have built many combat robots in the past, cheaply, because obviously, if you've seen the show, you go in the arena and you can come out in an absolute body in a black bag.
Yeah.
And my thing is, okay, if it's moving and it's cheap, it's good. That's it. Because I used to work with well, no, I still do, with Extreme Robots. That's a live event around the UK. I used to do their filming. I'm still do their editing and all that stuff. I was basically their multimedia person, and I would make my own robot. However, like I said to myself, I have to keep it cheap, I have to keep it stupid, but the internals have to be protected as much as possible so I can go in again. So basically, I built a robot out of a plastic storage container. I got a picture of it somewhere. I can send it to you guys later. With a wooden top, and we recently upgraded the flippers because it used to just like open and just tip things over, but now it can flip robots from one side of the arena to the other, no matter how heavy you are, and it's impressive. And I basically built a robot with cardboard wings, a cardboard fin for, like, you know, when you with planes have fins, and a stick with marshmallows on it. And I covered the entire base in tissue. And I said to myself, right, we're gonna light this like a freaking pyre, and we're gonna see. Sadly, it didn't go on fire because we had technical difficulties with with the arena, and the house robot has a flamethrower. But back in 2016, my friends and I had a robot that was competitive ready. It could complete. So basically, we put fur on it and covered it entirely with lighter fluids and deodorant and hairspray. And we basically went over the flame jet and it lit itself on fire. And we just basically went around the arena as a moving fire object. And then we ran out of fur. So I was like, okay, I'm at the event. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I know. I ran straight to the bathroom, went to a toilet roll, went and basically put it on top. And that was fun. That actually lasted longer than the fur did, because with fur, it will evaporate too quickly and make it sticky, so it doesn't burn. But with tissue, it stayed lit. And one of the battles, I wasn't driving, I was filming, and my friend drove with the flame jet. The flame jet wasn't active until Matilda, the house robot, came in and it gave it, you know, a display of who she is. We set our robot on fire prematurely by accident, and it wasn't a simple whoosh and just like little flames that went it's like, oh, okay. Luckily we have fire, and the announcer said, okay, we have fire. Luckily, I think they put it out or just left it and just carried on, but it was fantastic. But yeah, I use the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid, because I only have a certain amount of knowledge, and also with me filming at the same time as driving robot, I kind of have to weigh the priorities. My priority was my job, so as much as the boss said go for it, have fun, my professionalism side is like, nope, I must be professional, I must do my work. So I basically kept it simple, and it carried on. Everything worked, even when there was a robot with a spinning bar ripped into it. All the damage they did was the plastic was shattered everywhere on the arena floor. But the only electrical damage was one wire came off. I just had to solder that back on, and it carried on again.
Nice.
So that's why, and and now I'm in Canada. There's a event that I film now, and I edit for them whenever possible. Obviously, we only had one event last year because of COVID. But I'm tempted to build something then, but also my brain's like saying, I kind of want to stay filming because that's my main passion now. So it's like kind of like weighing the options. But yeah, that's how I got into robotics and whatnot. Funny enough, my parents said, why are you doing media? Why don't you do robotics? I'm like, there are no robotics courses at school or college. I need math, and my math absolutely sucks. She's like, yeah, no, I'd rather stay with media. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, media can go quite well into putting on a show as well, and you can make your own like stories. So, did you ever have a favorite house spot?
Shunt's always my favorite.
Really?
He's simple. I mean, Dead Metal, beautiful. Love the design. Shunt was my favorite because they used them for many things. And my friend made replicas of the 2 house robots, and I still love them. It's brilliant, and they look exactly like how they did in the show. But it's like, but
I remember watching Robot Wars as a little kid.
It's always good.
Yeah. It was one of the few shows I watched other than Pokemon.
I think like Matilda was that one that was always used. Like she did this, you knew if she ever came in, everything's going to haywire.
And it was, they've sent in Matilda.
It's just like, like Matilda was terrifying, especially with her flywheel, like destroying things. It was brilliant. Sadly, I couldn't make it to the filming because I was in Canada every time. It's like, hey, this filming's on this day. Oh, you're in Canada? Screw you. It's like, you can't go. It's like, oh, that's fine, whatever. I have a lot of friends who do robotics and enter the show. So they just take photos of behind the scenes and just send them to me. It's like, thank you very much.
At least you get a fix.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's like, I need my fix.
Well, yeah, when it is.
We all need our fixes.
Oh, we do.
No, that was dead interesting. So, Mark, what jingle have you got for us?
Oh, I knew this was coming. I was trying to think. I'll make it where it's got a bit of something that we've talked about on the show.
But we've talked
I'm
about
really struggling because like, I don't want to repeat jingles that I've done before.
You've done pretty well at not doing that. Don't worry, it's my turn next.
Yeah, I don't have to go like a sea shanty one,
yes.
or like if to go into more like a tale. But the thing is, it's like I can't do like the speeches because that goes against why I originally made this.
Yeah,
as a thing. So come on down to the BarCast. We've got a Canadian tonight. Overseas and back home, we got robots and destruction, from the health spots to past mistakes and news and gossip. Welcome down to the BarCast, here to stay and listen to you. There we go. That'll be mine. That's probably the most best one I've done, actually, because that has actually made everything together and it's come quite smoothly.
Right.
You even incorporated a little bit from the last episode with past mistakes. Nicely tied.
Indeed.
Well, Liam, it's been fabulous having you on.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for having me. It's been great fun. I've missed talking to people, and it's been just like...
Always on the Discord if you ever fancy.
Oh, yeah, I'm on the Discord.
Yeah. And we'll definitely have you on again.
Yeah.
Woo!
Later this season or maybe even next season. We don't know what we're doing yet with people.
No.
we're still learning ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But folks, thank you for listening. Have a drink, have a laugh. We love you from the bottom of our guts. And until next time, bye.
Just a couple of guys chatting over a brew. Won't tell you no lies, it's